In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the transmission oil pan on this Ford F-350. Let's get started. Before starting this repair, make sure you have a drain pan that's large enough to drain this transmission. We'll drain about 7 quarts. And make sure you have about 7 quarts of ATF on hand. If you need to know exactly what type of fluid to use, refer to your owner's manual. Use a 22mm wrench and break the drain plug free. And with a collection bucket underneath, hold pressure on it. Once it's on the last thread, pull it away quickly and let the ATF drain. There will always be some left over in the pan that will drain once the pan is off, so at this point I'm going to cap it off and call it done so I can move on with the job. Snug it up so it doesn't leak anymore. Now use a 10mm socket and remove all the bolts that hold this pan onto the transmission. With all of them out, lower the pan. We now have to clean the mating surface so that the gasket or the sealant can do its job and seal right. So I'm going to take a razor blade or a gasket scraper, whatever fits, clean all of this all along the mating surface of the transmission pan. I don't recommend using anything extremely abrasive, such as a coarse sanding disc or coarse sandpaper, because this is aluminum. It will gouge it, and it's not going to seal up afterwards. With everything cleaned off, no more debris or corrosion in the way, I'm going to use a clean rag with some brake parts cleaner on it and degrease the surface where the gasket will sit. Let's move over to the oil pan side, apply the gasket, and before putting the pan up, I will actually do this one more time because sometimes transmission fluid starts dripping along the edge and starts following the gasket area. So I want to make sure everything is completely dry so our RTV can seal up. Now, even if you have a gasket and you're not using RTV like I will, it's still a good idea to get it nice and dry and very clean. Otherwise, you're probably going to end up with a leak. I have my oil pan on the bench. It's important to note that you have to remove the magnets from the old oil pan. They sit right next to the drain plug, and stick them on this new one right next to the drain plug where it was on the old one. Now I'm going to use a clean paper towel and some brake parts cleaner, degrease the surface where I'm going to put RTV all around the perimeter of the oil pan to seal it up. Now take the transmission pan and carefully slide it up into position. Alright, I'm going to put a second one in across so I can get it closer and make this pan stay up by itself. I don't want to tighten anything yet, I just want to get things close. And with 2 in, I can start in the rest of them. Now I'm going to go around by hand and apply even pressure to all of them in a cross pattern so everything can seat properly, just using a small 1/4-inch ratchet. The torque for this is 11 foot-pounds. I'm going to go in a cross pattern and then once again go around in a circle to double check everything and make sure it's tight. All right, that's all of them. I'm going to go around in a circle and double check them all. Under the hood on the passenger side, right behind the oil filler cap, you'll see this yellow handled dipstick. This is for the transmission fluid. Pull it out, take a funnel that'll fit in the tube, and preferably a flexible one so you can actually get an angle down here, and put 6.5 quarts of Mark On 5 ATF in this transmission. And this is 6.5 right here. I'm going to let the funnel drain in the dipstick tube, and then we'll take it out and I can explain exactly how to check it. With my funnel out, I'm going to put the dipstick all the way back in. And now to check it, you're going to want to run the engine and warm up the transmission. So that's why it's important to get the initial fill approximately correct so that the transmission can function correctly. Once you are at operating temperature, you're going to park the truck on flat level ground, leave it running in park. Preferably, you would have already driven it so that it could run through all the gears, including reverse. And then with it on flat level ground, engine running in park, pull the transmission dipstick tube out, wipe it off because the first reading is not going to be accurate. Dip it all the way back in, and then pull it back out to check that reading. On the dipstick, you'll notice that there are marks further up and some that are down here. This is for the cold reading. Transmission fluid expands when it gets hot, so the most accurate is going to be right here, and you want to be right at the top of those marks. If you're anywhere below the low mark, start by adding about 1/2 quart depending on how far down you are. And if you're right in the middle, I would say between the low mark and the high mark is approximately 1 quart, if not a little bit less. So I would add a little bit less than 1/2 quart to start until you get to the full mark. And once you're done checking, reinstall the dipstick. Once you're sure it's full, take it for a road test.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.